What if you make the determination that I don't want to go through what is involved with getting accountability and justice, but I also don't want to carry my rapist child? In that scenario, the woman is out of luck, according to you.
If you are not willing to take your responsibilities,
the responsibilities that the rapist has imposed upon you.
Indeed, yes.
Okay. So this is what do you call this? The rapist Empower Act?
100% exception. Health of the mother.
Okay.
100% exception.
Let's take rape.
Yeah. The woman can choose.
Okay. What establishes rape?
When a person does not consent.
Okay. How rape is a criminal term, right?
Yes, indeed.
So you need to go through the court case.
Perhaps.
What do you mean perhaps?
Well,
like, can I come in and say I was raped and that's it? All I need to do is say I was raped.
Nope.
Okay. So you need to have a court case.
No, I didn't say that either. There would have to be some degree of
you keep telling me what you're not saying, but why don't you just say what you're saying? How do you establish?
No, you got to calm down.
No, well, how do you establish if rape is taking place or not?
So there's rape kits, right? And we can check for abrasions, and a woman who was raped certainly would want to get a rape kit done, I'd imagine.
Well, okay. First of all,
but if you're asking,
we know for a fact
if you're asking
that a lot of we know for a fact that a lot of women don't seek rape kits for whatever reason because they're afraid to. Okay, so if you don't get a rape kit,
we have responsibilities to ourselves and to others, and sometimes those choices are very difficult to make.
So just the existence of a rape kit will establish that rape has happened. Why do we need court cases to establish that rape has happened?
I didn't say we did. I said no.
Okay, so
a medical professional who assesses that a rape has occurred, I believe, is
what if they go in
largely
too many days after to get a rape kit,
and then there's no evidence of a rape taking place?
Yeah,
that would be a restriction.
Okay, so who makes that adjudication?
If a rape took place?
Yeah,
the person administering the rape kit. So
we would put rape kit people who are administering this and look at the evidence. And do you think it's just like completely binary? Do you think like when you get a rape kit, like this person has definitely been raped or this person has definitely not been raped?
I think that we're dealing with something outside of the simplicity of I can go to court. It takes 6 months to a year to figure something out, which means there's a compromise. How can we come to the best determination to make sure that women are not lying, which I assume would be exceedingly rare, and we're actually going after the criminals? I do not think it's fair to put the burden on someone to perform an abortion without actually taking the responsibility of yourself and saying, look, victims have responsibilities. And it's unfortunate that they're victims, but we're trying our best.
So if you don't go, so let's say, for instance, like, I mean, I don't know if you've ever, and spent any time exploring the psychological and the sort of like social pressures on people to report rape. I mean, but you're basically saying that if you don't go and get a rape kit, it's contingent upon the police department to assess this rape kit. If you go too late...
Is that who's administering the rape kit?
Yeah.
It's not a doctor?
No, I mean they may have medical things.
Well, I was talking about a doctor. She goes to the doctor. She says, I've been raped. They do a kit and they say, okay. And then she says, I would not want to have a pregnancy from this.
Now,
say,
do you honestly, like, do you know how this works? It's not like it's preponderance of the evidence. I mean, it's like, so you're basically saying the doctor gets to decide.
I am. You don't think doctors should be able to decide to give a woman an abortion?
No, I think doctors can decide. Well, I think doctors are responsible.
This is a compromise. I'm pro-choice, but I recognize that we're not going to live in a society where one side's demanding an extreme, the other side's demanding the other. So you
think the rule should be if you get a
doctor makes
rape kit? What if it's somebody?
We're talking about edge cases. I mean, I don't know why you're getting so much into the edge cases.
Well, I mean,
how often does this even happen?
How often do people go in and get an abortion at 8.5 months because they feel like it?
That's my point.
Yeah, very, very few.
Right. So why are you bringing it up?
Well, because the people who you would create restrictions are going to
exceedingly rare and not even an issue.
So then, why would we have any restrictions whatsoever?
Because what do you mean? So that babies at 8 months don't have their lives ended?
Well, I mean, what if there are reasons for it?
That's then requiring adjudication. But it's so exceedingly rare. You're arguing an edge case for a dramatic change in policy.
But but
I'm not. I'm
it's not a
saying
dramatic change of policy. There are, I think, like
it's kind
10
of wild that I'm
states.
like, women should
There
be
are
able to get
10
abortions, but you're like, yes, but in these instances, we should remove all restrictions because sometimes.
Excuse me. I think there's 10 states at least. I know you can look this up where there are no restrictions.
I agree. Yeah.
So it's not. This is not. This is not some type of like radical change of policy. It exists.
No, this is recent. After the end of Roe v. Wade, these are the restrictions that these changes started happening across the board.
I mean, I can understand that.
Do you agree with those states removing restrictions?
Like I say, yes, because I think
That's not Roe v. Wade. That's the end of Roe v.
Oh, I said at least go back to Roe v. Wade.
But didn't Roe v. Wade have a provision on viability? There was an additional case that people don't bring up. That was in the 90s.
The Casey.
Is that what it was? There was a question about viability and whether or not you can end the life of
the court. Well, the court said in Casey it just changed the date in which, or I should say the week in which states could then begin to impose restrictions on that right to get an abortion.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think these type of restrictions end up killing
the overturning of Roe and Casey resulted in states removing restrictions.
Correct. Wait, I'm sorry, say that again?
The overturning of Roe v. Wade created the legal precedents by which states could begin to remove restrictions.
No. They could. I think they could have done that prior to that. I think they could have done that prior to that.
So the question ultimately is, I'm not going to come down as the supreme judge and just say like it must be, the right is wrong. I say, and I've told Republicans this, if I was a woman that got raped and you told me I had to have a baby, I'd blow my brains out. Like there is no fucking way you will tell me that I'm going to by force without my consent give my body to somebody.
You are telling that that woman who got raped.
There is some degree of responsibility.
You have to announce this. You need to follow certain procedures as a victim of a crime. Yes. And if you don't, we're going to force you to carry that child to term.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
There is a responsibility we have as victims of crimes as well. And one of the problems we have in this country is that...
That's an interesting theory.
Well, it's true. Right? If you're a victim and you want accountability and justice, you have to go to court.
What if you make the determination that I don't want to go through what is involved with getting accountability and justice, but I also don't want to carry my rapist child? In that scenario, the woman is out of luck, according to you.
If you are not willing to take your responsibilities,
the responsibilities that
that
the rapist has imposed upon you.
Indeed, yes.
Okay, so this is what do you call this? The Rapist in Power Act?
I suppose you'd say that liberals have a view that they have no responsibilities at all. That there is no requirement. I don't feel like I have a responsibility. I certainly don't feel that if I was someone who could be, I am making an argument. Well, the Rapist Responsibility Act is an emotional nonsense.
No, it isn't.
We're talking about a person's resposibility to society.
That is exactly what you're suggesting.
It's drama nonsense.
No, it's not drama nonsense.
It's prop clipping.
No, it is not.
Yes, you are. Come on,
dude.
You're not making an argument. Shit about. Make an argument. Don't say nonsense.
The argument is that what you are suggesting is that a woman who is raped has a responsibility that has been bestowed upon them by the rapist. The rapist has chosen you. If I shoot you in the face, I have caused you I have imparted upon you a responsibility. What you're talking about is fascistic. It is
Sam, do you think
disgusting.
That if someone commits a crime against you...
And so I'm sorry I said Rape Empowerment Act and tried to do it in a more satirical way. What you're talking about
logic centers are shutting down.
And listen, no.
You're getting overly emotional.
No, I'm not.
You're not speaking logically anymore.
No. What you're doing is...
When a person is a victim of a crime, they have to file paperwork to get accountability.
Like you can find something in here, but
you're not talking about the argument anymore.
Nonsense. Yes, it is.
You are no longer talking...
And this is the moment where the mask comes completely off. Sam has been making the point that these restrictions end up ending lives, and Tim keeps trying to thread this needle where he claims to be pro-choice but wants these limitations. But then Sam asks the direct question, and Tim admits it. He says, if you don't, we're going to force you to carry that child to term. Yes, 100%. So a woman who was assaulted, who didn't get a kit within the time frame, who didn't want to go through the additional trauma of reporting and prosecution, she's just out of luck according to this framework. And when Sam presses him on this, Tim says something absolutely unbelievable. He says, if you are not willing to take your responsibilities to the responsibilities that the rapist has imposed upon you, indeed, yes. Read that again. The responsibilities that the perpetrator has imposed upon you. So now we're creating a system where the person who committed the assault gets to determine what obligations the victim has moving forward. That is what this position actually means in practice. And Sam calls it exactly what it is. He says, what you're talking about is sadistic, because it is. You're telling someone who just went through something horrific that they now have legal obligations that were created by the person who harmed them. That's not a reasonable compromise. That's not protecting anyone. That's creating a hierarchy where bodily autonomy becomes conditional based on whether you followed the right procedures after being assaulted. Here's what people need to understand about why this matters. When you create these kinds of restrictions, you're not just creating paperwork. You're creating a system where healthcare access depends on how well you performed as a victim. And that's fundamentally broken.
About the issue
because everybody sees. Oh, I am.
You are getting
definitely
overly
talking
emotional.
about it. I don't.
You're talking about my person. You're doing ad hominems. You've lost it.
No. Here's
Sam,
the point.
let's start with
You're
the law.
so full of crap.
You see,
it's
here you go.
Amazing.
You can't even make an argument anymore, can you?
I don't need to. Because
You don't need
everybody
to
who's
make
watched this,
arguments.
no. Everybody who's watched this knows that
watching you have an emotional
you're
breakdown on
saying
camera.
that a rape victim has a responsibility that has been bestowed upon them by the rapist. It's gross. It's disgusting.
You are having an emotional breakdown right now.
I'm not having an emotional breakdown right now.
Do you think the police
I'm getting
should be... You want to wait?
Because I'm thinking of my daughter.
Here we go.
I'm thinking of my daughter.
Here it is.
And I'm thinking of the idea that a
Sam.
rapist could force her to do something
Sam,
that...
you're spiraling.
No,
You're
I'm not
spiraling.
No.
You're spiraling.
Tim,
you're not even stopping talking.
Because you just
You're not
found
even stopping
out
talking.
You never think out anything that you
We're going to say something?
and You're
we're going to
upset
talk, or are you going to
that
keep just talking about
faced
nonsense?
You in front of all of your
Are you going to
audience.
wait for... You're prop
The
clipping.
Rapist
You're prop clipping,
Empowerment
Sam.
Act.
You're prop clipping.
I don't even know what that means.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You're
What does
prop
it mean?
clipping again.
What is prop clipping?
You're not arguing abortion anymore.
What is prop clipping?
You said, Tim, you're full of crap. You're not arguing abortion anymore.
Because
you disgust me. Oh, rape, blah, blah. You stopped
You're
arguing.
saying
you
that a
stopped
rapist-
arguing and you started doing performative garbage for the camera.
No, I'm
You
not
want to
doing
have you want to have a
performative
discussion, Sam?
Dude, the best part of
do you
this
want to have a discussion,
was
or are you going to keep
tying
talking?
you in knots about the
wanna have a
idea
discussion?
that a rapist can force a woman.
Here you go again.
Go in-
Here you go again. You're making things up.
I'm reiterating.
You're prop clipping.
I am reiterating.
You're prop clipping.
I am
Sam,
reiterating your
You're getting
position
overly
here.
emotional. You're getting heated. You're finger pointing. You're throwing slurs and name calling. You're
What's
full
the
of,
slur?
Well, I forgive me. You're so full of crap. You disgust me. But this is not an
honestly,
argument. You want to have
I
a
gotta
discussion?
be honest with you.
You want to have a discussion, or are you going to have an emotional breakdown?
You know what? I am going to continue with the so-called emotional breakdown because honestly, I think
That's right, Sam.
No, I honestly.
Let's solve our problems by Sam just freaking out and having emotional breakdowns on camera.
I honestly think that like
Come on,
what you
Sam.
do is so damaging.
Oh no!
And this
here he goes.
whole notion that you
broke.
would allow
It took 2 hours
for
and 40
race-
minutes for you to break.
Yeah,
You
this
broke.
whole
Sam,
Why are you keeping
broke.
me from talking?
because you haven't
If
let
you
me talk
think
one
I'm-
time.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Victims of crimes who want accountability have responsibilities.
What if they don't want accountability? What if they don't want to put themselves on the stand and have to point
they
out
don't get
that
accountability.
guy? Okay, but they have to carry the baby, right? According to you,
If they don't want accountability, then this is
then they have to carry the baby.
This is reality.
Say it.
A woman.
Say it. If they
I will
don't
say it as
want
plainly
accountability,
as I can say
they
it
have to
100%.
carry that rapist baby.
If a woman does not want accountability for her rape, she will carry that baby.
She has to.
She has to. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Up to 15 weeks.
That's the prop clip I want right
up
there.
to 15 weeks.
I mean, I think we have come to an